Welcome to the 10 best Porsches for sale for the week of March 24th. There have been some really incredible Porsches listed that I have never seen for sale before, so let's get into it. The first car on our list is the Lazzante Tag 911 Turbo. And if you're unfamiliar with these cars, these are 930 turbos that were retrofitted with the 1.5 liter Tag Turbo F1 engine that Porsche developed for F1. So these are 930 turbos that have been refitted with Porsche F1 engines. Only 11 of these were built, and they feature aluminum body panels, roof wheels, and carbon ceramic brakes, of course, in addition to that F1 engine. This particular example is finished in mint green, and the interior is black leather with blue and green tartan plaid seat centers. Here you can see the raised rear spoiler and larger heat vent to accommodate that F1 engine. And here is that engine itself. You can see those massive air boxes in the rear, which is why the spoiler was raised. Some more detailed shots of the engine. So let's see how much they're asking for this car. They're asking $2.2 million. That sounds like a lot, but I guess it's hard to put a value on something this rare. And it only has 291 miles since the conversion. The next car on our list is this beautiful blood red classic Singer 911 Study. And one of my favorite things about this particular example is there are no decals. So you get those gorgeous curves coming to the surface without any decals distracting from them. Now the inside of this car is pretty basic. It's black leather and black leather weave. That's fine. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. Usually with these cars, people tend to go a little crazy with the customization, and that is part of the Singer charm, but this individual looks like they kept it as basic as possible. And this is probably just to emphasize the exterior beauty of the car. These are neat pictures because this is detail I've never seen before on a Singer. I don't know if this is something that Singer has done uniquely, or if this is what 911s from the 70s looked like around the steering wheel column. The third car on our list is this Grand Prix White base model 928. And according to the seller, the engine was fully rebuilt, and they've got service records dating back to the 1990s. This car has also won multiple first place concourse awards in PCA events, and is obviously a very clean and very beautiful example of this car. I've heard that some of these earlier base model 928s are some of the most enjoyable cars to drive. The interiors of these cars just look so comfortable. You can tell that these were built for cruising over long distances at very high speeds. Got a nice manual transmission, and there is that beautiful 8-cylinder engine. Next, we've got one of only 9 factory-built customer GT1s. And this car has had a street legal conversion that was done back in 2022. This car's got the original Marlboro livery, which just gives it an even more unique feel, since it's been such a long time since tobacco companies could sponsor race cars. Here are some of the original racing photos when the car was new. One of the things I really like about this car is it uses the exact same door pull that is used on several of Porsche's air-cooled road cars. This would have to be one of the most attention-getting Porsches you could ever own, and probably one of the most fun Porsches ever built that you could race around a track. This video about the coolest Porsches for sale this week is brought to you by Porsche Art Prints by Arc Driver Automotive Photography. These unique Porsche art prints are a great way to improve the aesthetics in any room in your house, and a great way to help support this channel. They feature museum quality printing on heavy duty paper that has a partly glossy and partly matte finish. You can check out the entire collection by clicking on the link in the description below. All right, this is a 968 Club Sport. Only 1,900 of these were made. And this example is extremely well spec'd with special factory sport suspension, factory limited slip differential, a half roll cage, and factory adjustable front and rear spoilers. So as crazy as this car looks, it's completely factory. I really like the interior of this car. It's obviously a road-based interior with a few race car details, but there's something about this mixture of finishes and materials that just all look so cool together in the same color. This car also has racing bucket seats with speed yellow backings that are the exact same color as the exterior. Our next car is a standard 964 Turbo, but this particular example was finished in Wilkenblau metallic, and the interior is Seidengrau leather, which is German for silk gray. This car also has a custom center console, which looks like it holds CDs. Let's check the price on this. It is $389,900. I don't know. Sounds very high for a standard 964 Turbo with unique color options, but we'll see what they can get it. This is an authentic 993 RS that was finished in polar silver. Only 1,014 of these cars were produced. They weigh just 2,450 pounds, and this particular example has a lot of really cool lightweight options. Looks like we've got some two-tone lightweight racing seats there. And we've got the stripped down door cards with the cloth pull. This is a very cool door handle here. And here's your old school lightweight door lock. So they're asking about $490,000 for this car, and that sounds about right. Looks like it's got 26,500 plus miles, and let's see if there's been any price drops for this car. Looks like they dropped it by $56,000, and it's been on the market for about 2 months. Now this is an original works 914 6 GT that was produced in 1970. So this is a 914 6 that was meant specifically for GT racing. And these cars were incredibly successful. People are still racing them today in vintage racing, and they are still incredibly successful. There are very few 911s that can keep up with this car. Now there's a lot of these cars that are clones. A lot of people buy 914s and turn them into vehicles that look like this, but this is the actual factory original. This next car is one that you have probably never heard of, and we will probably never see one for sale again. This is what's called a K3R. This is a resto-modded Porsche 997, and the work is done by Kremer. This is meant to be a modern day version of the famous 935 K3. And this particular car sports 2 different liveries. On one side, we've got the classic Jägermeister livery, and then on the other side, we've got the Valiant livery that I think a lot of the K2s were raced in. The detail and craftsmanship on these cars is absolutely unbelievable. It's got a lot of unique racing details, but it's also still very much a road car. Kremer has not released any of the performance specs on the car, but the performance is incredible. I've seen videos of people driving these around, and they look like they would be such a blast to own. And the last car on our list is this Gunther Works Brooklyn Commission, which is finished in blue on the outside and sort of an indigo blue in the interior. These Gunther Works cars are so gorgeous. They have such incredible lines and proportions. This picture really is a fantastic angle of this car. Let's check out that interior. So here you can see we've got a lot of carbon fiber and we've got a lot of indigo leather. So that's it for this week, and I will put all of the listings for these cars in the video description in case you want to learn more about them. Thanks for checking out this video, and don't forget to check out my Porsche art prints, which are linked in the description below. And for more Porsche content that you cannot find anywhere else, click here to subscribe.